Peace. This is Phoenix Black. I'm just recording a video here today. This is something that just resonated with me when I saw it, and I just I guess I felt compelled to discuss it in a video today. This is like a random ramble, really. But at any rate, well, yesterday, someone sent a picture to me of a woman that had on a head wrap. Basically, I guess it was a selfie shot, some selfie shots that she had taken in her, in her home or whatever. And in the shot, she had on a head wrap. She had on a blouse, but she didn't have on pants. And her legs, the way she was positioned, her legs were spread apart, like she was posing, but her pants or skirt were missing. When I first saw, I was like, well, hey, whatever, to each his own, because in this social media age, everybody wants to be an Instagram model or whatever, and, I just didn't think much of it. But the more I thought about it, because, see, myself, I am a cultured woman. I am a woman that has knowledge of self. And a head wrap signifies a refinement, a woman that has knowledge, a woman that's cultured. And the key word there is refinement. In other words, you're not going to see a woman that's with the head wrap on, assuming that she's cultured, that is, have on a head wrap and a micro mini skirt and a low cleavage blouse or top. She's not going to be dressed provocatively and have on a head wrap at the same time. You may see that every so often, but typically that's not how a woman that is truly cultured and has knowledge of self dresses. That may be some woman that's just rocking a head wrap because it's a trend and throwing on something that if she had more knowledge of self, was more cultured, she would know not to wear with that. But this case, to me, the image itself was very sexual, and the head wrap in of itself is not a sexual thing. It's meant to be worn as, like, again, by cultured women who have knowledge of self, that have respect for their bodies and who they reveal their bodies to, and just that do not wear something that's could be considered provocative. In other words, provoking a man or making him think, having to provoke him to want to have sexual thoughts about you. That's fine if you're not a cultured woman, if you don't have knowledge of self, and you choose to dress provocatively. That's fine. And I'm also not knocking women that choose to express themselves more, I guess, openly with their sexuality. However, with that, there's certain things that you should mix with you expressing your sexuality, and I feel that rocking a head wrap is one of them. Again, it's just the way you dress sends a message, and if I were a Christian, I wouldn't be, it would be very inappropriate, or any woman, it'd be very inappropriate to be holding a cross and be bare ass naked, or have your ass stick out and you're wearing a cross at the same time. That would be considered very highly inappropriate and disrespectful to the Christian religion. If I were a Muslim woman, I wouldn't have on a hijab and be naked from the shoulders down, or have on a hijab and wear a tight fitted dress that's up to my like way up, well below, above my knees, or something of that nature. There's just certain things. A head wrap falls in the line with that also. As a cultured woman, you're not going to be wearing a head wrap and have on something from the neck or shoulders down that's completely opposite of what that represents. Not if you're truly a cultured woman or a woman that has knowledge of self. And that's why I am titling this video "A Hoe in a Head Wrap," because basically, to me, when I saw it and thought about it later, that's really what it represented. I'm sure I don't know what the woman thought when she put that on. I mean, she made it public, because I went back and found the actual imaging, and it was a public image, believe it or not. And not only that, the woman looked like she was old enough to actually know better. And, I don't mean to be judgmental or come across as condescending towards her. If she were to see this video, and she was a beautiful woman, granted. But I think she could have went about expressing her sexuality in a different way. Had she maybe done the same pose the same way without a head wrap, it probably wouldn't have came across as offensive or disrespectful to women that actually rock the wrap. But it didn't, and I'm sure she didn't know, because someone that truly has knowledge of self and is cultured, they would have known better to pose like that and with the head wrap on. But I don't think if she does have knowledge of self, it's probably, I'm assuming, someone that's very fresh and new to having knowledge of self. But you kind of grow and learn what to do over time. And if she was like on, if she was I guess just an everyday woman, it would have been okay too, because I would expect that from an everyday woman. But again, when you wear something like that and you're supposed to have knowledge of self, it represents something completely different. And another thing is that with that too, when men see a woman with a head wrap and she was posing and dressed or like thereof, the way she was, sometimes men want to think that all women that wear head wraps are like that, or they start to want to sexualize all women that wear head wraps, even when they're fully clothed and dressed. So we don't want that to happen either, because the one thing that sets, because cultured women that wear hijabs, head wraps, and the like, that sets us apart from other women of the world. It puts us at we have a higher standard, there's a certain standard there that comes along with that. So we don't want to lessen our value or our standard because there's some women that are rocking the wrap inappropriately, in other words. But that's really all I had to say here. I just wanted to really make a video, express my thoughts on that. Peace.